It is March 12th, 2022. I have this labeled for the moment in private and privy label, although I'm putting my vested over it, so as not to be a show's woman. I'm watching right now the CBS this morning. I was doing whatever I do when I have to make the record for what's going on at the same time that I'm having this health issue. And it is just, if I say the word pet peeve, and I don't know if I want to spell it with an I-E or two E's, I'm not sure. But in a pet peeve kind of a way, being that I know one man loves me somewhere in the world, I call him a size Vlad, whatever, he's over 6 foot tall. These are, the metrics here are in feet. I'm 5 foot tall. That means there's a 1 foot differential. There's a display of the Children of Evil in New York. I try to stay out of their way. They're ruffians, as far as I'm concerned. And it's an insecure city. Here we have this. Now, they've displayed for me this morning on State of New York. It's like, what's plaguing you in this city, kid? And I'm like, right, let's hear the music behind the music, shall we not? For, like, the one Roos daughter. And it says, not just Broadway, Disney on Broadway. Now, for me, Disney would be me. Frozen in the center. For some reason, I can't seem to negotiate my way around this. And I got some kind of African-looking wannabe Lion King, even though I know House 5 better. It comes from Poland, and there's nothing like this in Poland. Not that's breathing and living anyway. And then there's something like this on the Aladdin side of false prophecy. And they're doing a number here. I'm just this one woman in the center, and then there's these two big falsely prophesized men singing and dancing and doing all sorts of real jobs on New York City's landscape. And it really is like one hand up, like, hi, dads elsewhere. I got a problem going on in New York, just saying. And then here's how, this is how this sounds like. This is what the locals are doing now. It's during some claimed pandemic, and I don't know if pandemic means that this and this found its way into the blood bank system and now has really started terror as a business from inside the continental 48 states. I don't know if that's what pandemic means, is that I'm stuck in the frying pan and I don't know how to get out. And so it's like, uh-oh. And then I see this George Floyd, like, big thing. Like, this poor man died. I'm like, they die every day. Why this guy? And then they go from there. They now have this woman that they appointed. They made her a director of diversity and inclusion. That sounds like you're planning on staying and not gathering your things and making a home elsewhere. I mean, I do have a rock and a paper requirement for national security, and it looks like in SOROS, hello, SOROS, the American sorority is not behaving properly in New York, in case you hadn't noticed. I've been sending a few messages to, like, my Russian dad, but I don't know that the messages get through, and Rus's daughter has a bagel. The Italian dad I have doesn't work so well.
On for the history books.
It was tragic. We thought we were going to have 97,000 people out of work for 2 or 3 weeks. Who knew that it was going to be 18 months? So it was devastating.
I want to know who feeds that woman. What is her career fed off of? It's not The Lion King and it's not Aladdin. It's Frozen and her really rich dads somewhere else who have a Mount Rushmore. They have a Tomb of the Unknown that they protect religiously, a couple states away to my south. So I'm not quite sure why New York City is so hard to keep safe and going in the correct demographic numerology.
But from the bad came some good. Broadway League President Charlotte St. Martin says the theater industry is evolving.
The George Floyd murder.
Now, they call this George Floyd's murder. They put together these big rallies. I don't know who approved it. They didn't ask my permission. I would have said no. You're promoting dangerous gatherings. This is civilly disobedient as far as I'm concerned.
Created a whole topic of diversity and what our community should look like.
They created, now this woman, with no authority, with no approval from the biological terrorism, psychological warfare, and so forth, has no permission to invent what New York City should look like. But yet here she is, operating out of whatever, growing domestic terrorism from inside New York City. Now, where do I go for help for that sort of thing, since the humans aren't functioning properly? Then, to further this, after they invent somewhere in the city, without announcement to me, I would have told them no if they had asked.
And we were very quick to talk not only about the many initiatives that we already had in place.
They already had stuff in place, and the kicker is she admits they planned more.
But about how we could do better.
Bringing on Janine Scott as director.
Oh, so one of her things is she brings this woman on. Oh my God.
Director of Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion.
We recognize that we have to...
This looks like a very heavy title. They gave her a title of Director of Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion. Is this someone's fanciful idea of working with the terrorists? I'm just curious, because it's during this biological germ warfare, there's psychological warfare going on, being this woman and this falsified title, as if she has some authority or power to operate inside New York City. And I don't see, human, hello. It's like Tarzan and the guerrilla warfare. It's like, I know I look human. I'm just looking around and everybody speaks something else. But this looks like a really dangerous title and prestige someone's assigning to this woman and then making it like, what is this, official now that it's on Channel 2 News? Great. So then where's the FBI or the CIA or the someone specials to go lock her up and everything associated with this very real demonstration and civilly disobedient operation going on? How are you ever going to combat pandemic, which is germ and psychological warfare and torture, with the wrong terrorists growing more powerful inside New York City and taking over our hospital system and transportation and the ports and the airports, and like the city mayor doesn't look like he looks like he's either Aladdin or Lion King, but not the Polish Lion King. He looks like the false king. I'm frozen in the center. I don't know how to, like, hello, Canada, you still awake and alive up there in handsome territory? I mean, I don't know. It's star 1978, star 8378, Nicole, Cattaruzza. It's Earth, solar system, Milky Way, universe, galaxy is broken. And it's Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361. I'm still in North America. I'm still in the section of the us that has a rock wall with some whatever on it that matches the paper that moves the economy and has a very real purpose. What I also have is infiltrates growing more powerful and not a single person to lean on or to ask for help. It's March 12th, 2022.